And warm welcome to episode 32 of Golden Hillock School's Golden Moments. Delighted that this is the last day before half term and that we will be bidding a fond farewell and all the very best of luck to our Year 11 students who will obviously be leaving school today and returning for examinations and indeed also revision and booster classes during the half term holiday and also during the weeks ahead. Year 11 have been working incredibly hard and we're very confident that they'll be incredibly successful during the course of these examinations. So now let's go live to the hall here at Golden Hillock School where Year 11 are having their Leavers Assembly.
And a very good afternoon to you, Year 11, Golden Hillock School, class of 2015. It's an absolute pleasure and privilege for me to be here with you. I only have one regret, and that is that I've only spent this 1 year being your principal. Because in that 1 year, as a group of young people, as individuals, you have struck me as being absolute exemplary students, wonderful human beings, and a credit to yourselves, your families, and this school that you've been at for 5 years. This afternoon is quite a short assembly. We've got some messages to give out to you. We've got two of your number who are going to address you and tell you a little bit about their experience and to sum up, I suppose, for all of you, all 180 of you, what it's been like over the last 5 years. And this is the end for many of you, if you go on to college, of not just 5 years here at Golden Hillock, but 10 years since 2005, when I had a full head of brown wavy hair, and so did Mr. Ahmed. It's also a celebration of that. And so what I'd like to do in a moment is hand over to Mr. Ahmed, who's going to give you some information about interventions and all the rest of it. And about arrangements for things like the prom and also shirt signing and so on and so forth. But I just want to share these things with you. You remember the last time I spoke to you in assembly, I gave you a series of numbers because I know there have been some information that has been given out via the wonderful Birmingham Evening Mail which wasn't quite right. I'm going to give you an update on those numbers. I'm going to give you the first number of 97.3%. Hands up anybody who thinks that refers to. Sir? Fantastic. Your attendance, 97.3% from the 3rd of September 2014 to today, 26th of May 2015. Now, I don't know what that means to you, but I'll tell you what that is. That is the highest attendance of any year group in the school. It's the highest attendance of any Year 11 students in any school that I've worked in, and believe you, I've worked in a large number. And it reflects this, your commitment, your determination, your enthusiasm and your maturity. And I'm going to give you one other number this afternoon, and that is this, 53.5%. And you think they know what that is? Put your hand up, please, if you could. I heard you give the answers. Yes, sir. The pass rate. That is what, according to your teachers, the most recent projections, you are scheduled to get in your GCSEs. 5 A stars, C, including English Maths. Now, I want both, well, the top figure, first figure can't increase, but the other figure can. And I think there's no reason why the vast majority of you, not just the majority of you in this room, can go on and achieve that. I played that little track at the beginning there. I don't know if you listened to the words. It's an old song. In fact, the song was played 30 years ago to this day when I was sat in your shoes. When I was 16 years of age, sat listening to my head teacher, and he played that song because it was number one in what they called the hit parade in those days, number one in the charts. The song is called Gold, by a band called Spandau Ballet, who are still going, and it's all about always believing in yourself and learning from your experiences that whatever you seek out to achieve, as long as you plan and you prepare and you dwell on you draw on your own resources and those of others, you will achieve it. You too can be 2015 Golden Hillock students. And at that note, I'd just like to hand over please, to Mr. Ahmed.
Unfortunately, I get the boring bits, but I have to rectify, sir, I've never had hair. I was born this way. In 85, and also I don't remember that song either.
You're not as old as me, sir.
Thank you. Right, moving on, boring stuff. So, for you to achieve, you have to be doing what you were doing the last 3, 4 weeks, a month, some of you since September, which is turning up all the time. This is not the end. The end is when you see Mr. Ahmed doing dad dancing on prom. That is the end for all of us, including me. This is not the end. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep going. Okay? At this point, you have next week, all of next week except for Monday, you have interventions. The only way you're going to get better is if you turn up to those interventions. The exams are exactly the same. You turn up in the morning exams, outside. To date, we have only one person out of 172 who missed one exam. That's it, one. And I want to keep that until the very end. So as close as I can, we want 100% attendance for those exams, the way it should be. So exams, you turn up, you go a morning exam, you turn up at the TA centre, as you have been, brilliant. Absolutely fantastic over there. Your booster sessions, if you have a booster session, what happens, you come back into school, you will wait, I'll hold you in either the canteen or the play day, your subject tutors will come down, get you to take the lesson. Not here for the break times and lunch times, that's not what you're here for. You're here to make the most of that little bit of time that we've given you extra. So please, please, please make the most of it. Prom letters. Well done, we've had about 70 back so far. I know some of you are still outstanding. You can still bring them back. Bring them on your intervention days, hand them in the office. There should be a member of pastoral there. You can hand them to them. Anybody who needs a letter, I will leave some in reception again. Also, you will get a day when you are able to take your photograph, well not so much photographs, but you'll be able to do your shirt signings, get your book signed them, and meet staff and say goodbye to staff. That is not today. That will be later on, and it will be one of the whole school exams, so either maths, English, science. And we need to delay that because we need you focused on the exams you have in front of you. That day, I will tell you when you come back on the 1st or the 2nd. You have a whole school exam on the 2nd. I will give you that date then. So you will get an opportunity to do the signings, meet the staff, and everything else that's attached to that. Okay, so we haven't forgotten about it. And finally, we have two of your year group that we've asked us just say a few words. So who's first? Said, thank you.
Said. As I begin, I have to say the best speeches are those that have a great beginning, a memorable end, and pretty much nothing in between. This is pretty much the same as my school experience. I started off not knowing much people. However, as I progressed, these people surely became my friends. And by the time I knew it, I'm standing here on the last full day of school and giving this amazing and very lengthy speech. My daily memorable experience included leaving the torments and suffocation of English and sprinting towards the football pitch. Where there was a crowd of people waiting to play, there I felt free, without having to listen to the irrelevant things that I will never ever need again in my life. I grew to understand the teachers were actually trying to help me, opposed to having a childish mindset and thinking that I hated this all. But overall, I am on my way to achieving my goals. With the help of my teachers, friends, and my head of year, school is an experience that only comes once, so make the most out of it, and I'm glad I did. I'm going to end on a note that what you plant now will surely harvest later. Good luck to everyone in your future ambitions. But if you think your future ambitions are as bright as Mr. Ahmed's head, you
Yes, I kind of knew that was coming. But I just like to add, I'm still better than you.
I can't completely with what Saeed said, but I found the spot, I don't know what to say, so I'm just going to go for it. Basically, when I first started school, I was scared, I knew no one, and as I grew, I made so many friends. I know I've had ups and downs with probably nearly everyone in this room, but that's what's made me who I am today. And I just want to say, it's going to be short, that good luck to everyone, and I hope everyone will do well, because I know everyone's got the ability to do well.
importantly, as I say, you will be the very last Golden Hillock School Year 11 students. So you've got now not the burden of necessarily yourselves, but the history of this school. You need to get the best set of qualifications, go on and make the biggest difference in the world when you leave this school, and go on and achieve, not just for yourself, but this school that you've come from and you've represented so well so far. And therefore I'm going to leave you with just 3 quotes. The first quote, actually, Mr. Ahmed almost stole my thunder here, and that comes from the very famous English British Prime Minister, Sir Winston Churchill. And he said this, that this is not the end, it is not even the beginning of the end, but perhaps it is the end of the beginning. The second quote comes from actually somebody who was almost as old as Winston Churchill, and that's my late grandmother. And my late grandmother said this, and you need to work this out, don't get it the wrong way round, but may the best days you have seen so far be the worst to come. And the final word is, just to show I'm not just an old fogey, and I am down with the kids, is actually from Mr. Calvin Harris and Mr. Neo. And that is... Let's go. Not just let's go from this hall now today. Let's go. Let's go. Work hard in this exam. Work hard in what we're going to tell you. And enjoy the life. Class of 2015. We're sending our Year 11 students out securing the knowledge that not only will they be incredibly successful in their examinations, but also are mature young men and women ready to play their part in 21st century Britain. And that's also farewell from Golden Moments for this week, and indeed for a couple of weeks, because we'll be having half-term break next week, and therefore we'll be returning to the screens on Friday the 5th of June, when we'll be having episode 33.